April is World Wish Month and Volunteer Appreciation Month, a chance to highlight the incredible impact of granting wishes for kids fighting critical illnesses and the WishMakers who help make those life-changing experiences happen. Steve's down in the Arc Lounge this morning with Mike Giovanola of Issaquah. He's been supporting Make-A-Wish for more than a decade. Steve?
Yes, Mike, it's a pleasure to have you here this morning. And as I was telling you, this is an organization that's close to my heart. I know it's close to yours.
Yep.
So thank you for the work that you put in to grant these amazing wishes for all these kids. How did you first get started with Make-A-Wish and have an interest in helping out with the organization and even granting wishes?
Yeah, I think it started at an early age. So I had a sister who passed away very young.
Okay.
So I think in the back of my mind, it was always, I just felt it was unfair when kids get sick through no fault of their own, whether they're born with it or whether it comes after that. And so Make-A-Wish was something that I found about 15, 20 years ago, and was a donor, and then decided a few years ago that I needed to get more involved, and decided to get involved and grant wishes.
And I understand you've done quite a few over the last few years, right? More than 3 dozen, 2 dozen, something like that?
I think I'm at 27, 28 over the last few years. I'm usually working on about, right now I'm working on 11.
Okay.
So I'm retired, so I have extra time.
I was going to say, because it takes some time to help with this.
It does, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It can vary from 10 minutes, 15 minutes a week to a few hours, depending upon where you are in a wish and how many you have going.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all worth it.
What type of things have you done with that process of granting wishes? And as you mentioned, it could be something that doesn't take a lot of time to being more in depth with the process. What have you done over the past couple years?
Yeah, we're the face of Make-A-Wish to the family.
Okay.
So our role is to interface between the family. So the initial is to reach out, make contact with the family, set up an initial meeting with the child. Preferably in person. I like it more. It's more personal in my mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's virtual, depending upon the family and the location and the timing and where the kid is with their illness. And then it's back and forth with emails and figuring out what kind of wish. You brainstorm with the child if they don't know, kind of tell them what kind of wishes there are, what they may want to do. Some know exactly what they want to do, and others have 45 ideas that you kind of
You're like, okay, pick 1 or 2.
Correct. 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah, and then we'll prioritize them and then figure out what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And then as it gets closer to granting the wish, there's usually a wish reveal. So we'll do a little party. Dave and Buster's, we'll go to Red Robin. Those are 2 national organizations that we have a phenomenal relationship, and they do a fantastic job. And kind of go through the details of the wish. And then if it's a travel wish, which 75% of the wishes are travel wishes, then we get to meet the kid and the family at the airport, get them through security, get them on the plane, which is, it's amazing to just see that whole process go from beginning to the end.
I would imagine the payoff for you as somebody who volunteers, who helps make these wishes happen, is Wish Day, and the feeling that the family or the child gets when that wish comes true. What is that like for you to see all the planning that goes into it pay off with that wish being granted for that kid?
It's amazing. It's the smile, right?
Yeah.
It's the smile on the child's face and the family's face too, because to be honest, the whole family goes through this.
Yeah.
It's not just the wish child. Yeah, they do the heavy lifting, but the siblings, the parents, I mean, I can't imagine what a parent goes through, watching their child be so helpless and go through, in a lot of cases, a lot of painful stuff.
Yes.
So if we can bring that ray of sunshine to that child, whether it's a day for a shopping spree or whether it's, a trip to Orlando or a trip to Hawaii where they're 5, 6, 7 days and experiencing things they've never done before and getting that joy and forgetting about either what they're going through or what they went through. Because sometimes the children are in remission and it's kind of a reward for getting through that, and sometimes they're still kind of going through it.
Is there one that sticks out to you that maybe you've been involved in? They all do.
They all do. I'll tell you one that really hit my heart. There was a teenage boy, and he didn't live too far from me. And he wanted a guitar and a tennis racket. He was starting high school, wanted to play tennis. And we said, think big. So the shopping wishes, come up with some stuff. And he he said, I wanted to get a few things from, can I get something for each of my siblings? And me and my partner, because you work in partners, kind of, well, sure. But, and he said, they went through this with me. You know, they went through this too. And that was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, it was, so that was, he was a special kid. To not only just think about himself, but think about the impact that his illness had on his siblings.
Yeah, I
So
would imagine that one hit you in your heart a little
it
bit.
did. It did. Yeah.
Had a big impact to
Yeah.
you. I want to read these numbers off really quickly because I want to get it right. Nearly 200 kids in the greater Seattle area are waiting for their wishes. And we know that some kids are waiting longer for those wishes to be granted right now, which is why we're asking for volunteers to step forward to help out with this process. What would you say to someone who has maybe heard about this organization, who's thought, you know, maybe I can give some time or a lot of time, who's been thinking about becoming a WishMaker? What would you say to that person to get them to sign up to help with that process?
First of all, I think it's 500 wishes that we have right now.
A lot.
Yes,
Okay.
there's a lot. I would say to do it. You know, like I said, I'm working on 11 because I can do that. Even if a person only took 1 or 2 a year, the impact that they can make then to go through that number of kids that we have would be massively helpful. Really in need of bilingual volunteers too. English, Spanish is the biggest one right now. But it's a few hours of time, in all honesty, over the course of, I've done wishes as quick as 3 months, and some I'm working on one that's been 3 years, just because the young lady had some challenges and more treatment, and so we're hoping to grant that on June 1st. So I'm so excited about being at the airport to send her off to Orlando, because it's literally been 3 years in the making. But the time commitment, it's not that much. It's the initial meeting, it's the wish reveal, it's airport visit, and then some emails, you know, in the 6 months or 5 months or whatever you have in between. So not a massive commitment, but yeah, anyone who feels like they can provide that time to help kids get through this and help families get through this would be awesome.
Yes, and I've shared many times before, my family's been the recipient of a wish being granted with my niece a number of years ago, and it really is a life-changing and really memorable event for that child who's going through some really tough things. So on behalf of my family and all the other families who have benefited, thank you for your work. And keep it up, because I know there's a lot of kids out there who need some help.
You're welcome. And I will say that studies have been done that kids have less unscheduled visits a year after their wish has been granted. So there is not only the physical, but there's a psychological benefit to these wishes.
Yes, thank you, Mike. And what a pleasure to speak with him and talk about the great work that Make-A-Wish does every single day.
Yeah, shout out to the volunteers. They are really just going above and beyond for sure. And I love to hear about the psychological impact granting wishes has on children too.
Makes a big difference.
Yep. If you'd like to become a Make-A-Wish volunteer, use your smartphone's camera to scan the QR code in the corner of your screen. The link that pops up will take you directly to KOMOnews.com, and from there you'll find a link to the website for Make-A-Wish Alaska and Washington.